Good morning, everyone. It's Good Friday. Why is it so good? It's good because of what happened 2,000 years ago on that Good Friday. Jesus died for us. I'm going to explain what that means, but we're going to go through our eggs as we normally do. Remember, on Sunday, what did we see? Everyone was so excited that Jesus came in on a donkey into Jerusalem because he was coming to, they were really excited. Yes, Jesus is here. But today, Good Friday, things are going to change. They're going to turn against Jesus and he's going to die on the cross. So let's get to our story. So the first egg is this one. Do you know what's in this egg? What does that sound like? What does that sound like? Have a guess. What's in this egg? Well, let's have a look. It's a cup. We'll put it next to the donkey. Okay, so we have a donkey and now a cup. A cup. What does a cup have to do with Jesus' death? Well, let's have a look. On the Thursday night, the night before, Jesus met all his disciples in an upper room and they had their last meal. Have you heard of this story before? He gathers them all together to say to them, this is my last night before I die and I want to share this meal with you. But Jesus also says something. Do you remember what he says? He says, one of the people in the room, one of you, are going to betray me to the Jewish leaders. And who was he talking about? Who was going to betray him? Do you know? Tell your parents. Judas Iscariot. He was going to betray Jesus, wasn't he? And also, Jesus says, there's someone in the group who's going to deny me 3 times before the rooster crows. And who's that going to be? John? James? Simon? Bartholomew? Thomas? Philip? Any of those? No. It was Peter. Jesus' greatest disciple, Peter, is going to deny Jesus 3 times before the rooster crows. Can you believe that? So what does a cup have to do with this story? Well, it's the Last Supper. Jesus takes some bread and he takes the cup and fills it up with wine and gives everyone a cup of wine and breaks bread and gives it to everyone and says, this bread is my body and this cup of wine represents my blood. And he says, in the future, you will come together remembering that I died for you, that I died for your sins. Now, they didn't understand what Jesus was talking about at the time because they weren't even ready for him to die on the cross. They didn't understand what he had to do for them. So this is our first picture, our first little symbol, that Jesus was with them in their Last Supper. And he said one person's going to betray him and one person's going to deny him. It wasn't a very good Last Supper, was it? His disciples turning against him? Doesn't sound very good supper. What's in our next egg? Sounds like money. It is! Money! Wow, what does this represent? What's this money? Why have we got that here? I know what it is. If we look at our next picture, this is Judas Iscariot accepting the money. See, the Jewish leaders, they said they were trying to trap Jesus. They were trying to catch Jesus to kill him because they didn't like him. So they found Judas Iscariot and they said to Judas, we'll give you 30 pieces of silver. That's a lot of money. If you betray Jesus and you give him a kiss so we can recognize who he is, then we can arrest him and put him to death. And Jesus' own disciple, Judas, said, yes, I will do it for money. That's not very nice, is it? Jesus, how awesome is Jesus? And you just for some money, you're going to give him over to be put to death? Oh, wow, that's not very nice. Oh, that's terrible, Judas. So that's what he did. He accepted the money and he accepted to betray Jesus. That's pretty sad. What's in our next egg? It can't get any worse than this. What's in there? Huh, there's some hands. All right. Oh, it looks like praying hands. We'll put the praying hands there. Well, what's going on now? All I know, after Jesus and his disciples finish their meal, they go to a place called the Garden of Gethsemane. And the praying hands represent, once Jesus gets there, it's at night, it's really late at night, he starts to pray. He's praying. What is he praying? Do you know what he was praying about? He was so scared. He knew he was going to be dying on the cross the next day, and he was so scared. He was saying, Father, do I really have to do this? I don't want to die on the cross. You know how you get scared sometimes? Jesus was so scared, even though he was the Son of God, he was really scared. And he asked his disciples to watch over him. He said, please watch over me. I'm very vulnerable right now. Please pray with me. And when he came back to his disciples, they were sleeping. They couldn't even watch over him. And Jesus was so upset with them. He said, such little faith you have. He said, you please stay awake for me. And 3 times he had to keep telling him, and they kept sleeping. It was a very sad time. And just as Jesus was praying, he hears noises coming. Judas Iscariot knew exactly where Jesus would be, and he got the Roman guards and the Jewish guards to come up and find Jesus. And what was Judas Iscariot going to do when he finds Jesus? Give him a kiss. Because it's late at night, they didn't know which one was Jesus, so Judas knew Jesus really well, and he said, the one I kiss, that's the one you're going to arrest. And Judas gives Jesus a kiss. You can see all the people in the background, can't you? With their torches, so many of them ready to arrest Jesus and take him for trial, to be sentenced to death. That's another sad egg, isn't it? What's going to be our next egg? What does that sound like? Let's have a look. A rooster? Is this the right egg? Is this the right story? Well, what have we got a rooster for? We'll put it there. Oh, I know. Do you know why we have a rooster? I'm sure you do. That was Judas who betrayed Jesus. Remember, there was another guy who was going to deny Jesus 3 times before the rooster crows. That's Peter. Oh, have we got a picture of that? Yes, we do. You see Peter with the yellow and red thing around his head? See, they're the people there, and they see him, and they say, aren't you one of Jesus' followers? And he says, no, that's not me. They kept asking him, yes, you are. We've seen you with Jesus. He says, no, it's not me. 3 times he did that. And after he said it 3 times, after he denied Jesus 3 times, he heard the rooster crow. And he then remembered what Jesus said at the supper. And he started crying. He loved Jesus so much. But in Jesus' final moments, he denied Jesus 3 times. What another sad egg. Oh, Good Friday. It's not good for Jesus. Everything's happening to him. It's bad. Wow. What's our next egg? Good news. Come on. What's this going to be? A whip. That can't be good. That can't be good. A whip. Wow. So they took Jesus in to be arrested. And what did they do? They whipped him. They got a whip and started whipping him on his back. Oh my goodness. That is terrible. That is so mean. Who's going to whip Jesus like that? He's the Son of God, the Christ. Let me see how it feels. Ah! Oh! That hurts. They whipped him and whipped him. Oh, let's go to the next egg. I don't want to see that anymore. What happened after that? What's this? Oh, a crown with thorns on it. That doesn't look too good. So what did they do to Jesus? They put a crown of thorns on his head. Oh, the sticks are going into my head. It hurts. Wow, but look how many spikes he has. Mine doesn't have real spikes at all. You can see his head is bleeding. Wow, they were mocking him. They were mocking Jesus. They were saying, oh, you say you're a king? Well, we're going to give you a crown. And they gave him a crown of thorns that were digging into his head. Oh, that's another bad egg. It can't get worse, can it? There's one egg left. I don't even want to open it. What else did they do to Jesus? Oh, it's a cross, of course. It's a cross. Ugh. I didn't want to open that egg either. So they took Jesus and put him on a cross. And he died. But the good news for us is, it's a very bad day for Jesus, but it's the best news for us. Do you know why? Do you do bad things? Do you do naughty things? We all do. We all dishonor our parents. We lie. Some people steal. We all get angry when we shouldn't. You know what they're called? Sins. We disobey God all the time when we shouldn't. We should be listening to God. And when we sin, when we do bad things, God gets angry with that. He doesn't like when you sin. It offends him. It actually does more than that. He doesn't want anything to do with us when we sin against him. You know how one day we all want to go to heaven? We die to go to heaven to be with Jesus one day. Well, because we sin, God's not going to let us in. That's the truth. He's going to be like, heaven's a beautiful place. Why would I let you sinners come into heaven? You're going to ruin it up here. So that's why Jesus died. Did you know that? When Jesus was put on the cross, he said to his Father in heaven, our Father in heaven, let me take their sin. So when Jesus died on the cross, he took away all of our sin. Or everything we've done wrong, Jesus was blamed for that, not us. So Good Friday is a fantastic day for us because it's the day that Jesus saved us and made us right with God. It was a horrible day for Jesus. He had to face all of God's anger and punishment, and we were all set free. So it is good news, Good Friday. I guess it is good. Yes, it's great for us, but going through all these eggs, it didn't really feel that great, did it? But you know what? Please join me on Sunday. This is not the end of the story. Jesus is not going to die for very long. He's going to rise, isn't he? And that's the great news we're going to see on Sunday. So I hope you enjoyed today's story. I hope it didn't upset you too much because it wasn't a good day for Jesus. But that's okay because Jesus died for us and he's going to rise again. So please Come again, same time on Sunday. We call it Easter Sunday. It's going to be a fantastic day, and we're going to have another great story. And I've got some more eggs. This isn't finished. There's more eggs that I'm going to show you. So anyway, take care. Have a good day. Bye.